I am loving being here. I may move in with you. Is that okay? You have room?
I do have room.
Okay.
You can move in with me. Okay, as long as you give me makeup.
Oh.
Or do my makeup.
Okay.
Okay.
Good exchange.
Deal? Okay.
Deal.
So you've been in the beauty business for over 40 years. How has your philosophy changed around the idea of makeup and development?
You know, development has changed for sure. People are much more conscious about ingredients, what they will put on their skin, what they won't put on their skin. But one thing has never changed for me, and that's trend. When I look at a face, when I'm thinking about developing product, it's about enhancement. It's not about change. And so that philosophy for me has always been, how does one enhance themselves? And how do I create a product that will help women feel better about themselves and easy and goof-proof? That's my philosophy. Debbie, not everyone knows, but I know that you started as a makeup artist. You also worked on Madonna. Was there like a signature look that you always did on her?
Well, I met Madonna in an elevator, and she already had like her own fresh, raw energy and a great look. She told me she was going to make her first record. I was like, I'll do your makeup. And then she made a video. It was everybody, come on. And so I did her makeup for it, and she had these great eyebrows that were like wily. And she had a raw, sort of edgy street kind of feeling, but I wanted to make her a little bit more Italian or French. I wanted to kind of give her just a little more European feeling in her face that wasn't just urban. She was a beautiful girl, and she knew how to work it. She knew how to do the camera. But I also did people like Raquel Welch, Diana Ross, Talking Heads, Run DMC. Like, I was grooming, I was on set. I had my first Vogue spread at 17 years old.
What?
As a makeup artist. I started working with MAC when they first began to develop makeup for her tours. I would fly to Canada with Frank, may he rest in peace, and develop makeup for sweating, for people that are on stage, moving, actors, dancers.
Developed makeup?
I developed makeup early on, which is why I always wanted to do a line, but I got into acting.
How did that even happen, though?
Because I was doing makeup for like magazines and newspapers around New York City to develop my portfolio. And I ended up eventually becoming an assistant to Joe McDevitt. I worked in the opera. The opera makeup is so much heavier, as you know, because it's staged, right? You have to like be bigger, and there's big personalities, drawn up lips, drawn up eyes, a mask, chiseling. It was being an architect of a face.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that line, architect of a face.
I was an architect of a face. I love the idea that you've come to Italy to create, a lot of your products. And I want you to share with us why you chose to use terracotta.
Oh my gosh, thank you that's such a good question. And it's funny, my mother, may she rest in peace, used to say to me, you're not explaining why terracotta. Our product is created on terracotta tiles. When you get to the bottom of one of our products, and it takes forever to get to the bottom, you will see pure terracotta.
I saw it today.
So think about your plants. You don't put them in metal pots, right?
Yeah.
Plants thriving when they're in terracotta. Because when we put water into terracotta sustains hydration. So I thought about this with our artisans here in Italy, and we thought, my goodness, all the hydration that we have in our product is now going to endure because of all of that terracotta tile at the bottom.
I noticed how creamy it was, and throughout the day, my face today has been incredible.
Yeah, it's really soft,
Yeah.
and it stays and it lasts. And I often hear from people that it looks better as the day wears on. It sort of melds with the skin.
I heard you mention today that you also have ingredients like tomato, and olive oil, and you're using a lot of great natural ingredients.
Everything we have is antioxidant. So when you see how the product is made, it's pure pigment. And then we add in things like squalene and aloe vera and chamomile and things that really are good and nurturing to the skin. And all of that is sustained in that product that looks like powder, goes on with the ease of powder, but is not a powder. It's a
Amazing.
cream.
And how did you gravitate towards the idea of making makeup for older women? Was that always part of your brand? Did you start out wanting to enhance women's skin?
I started when I was 18 years old. But as I got older and understood my needs changing,
Yeah.
I thought, let me start enhancing my product and adding things that work for women over 40 that will work for me. But funny enough, young women love the product. Older women love the product. So whatever we do is going to work for everybody, but it's specifically really going to enhance women over 40. You've been living in Italy now for a period of time, back and forth, and then permanently. Is there anything that has changed in your beauty routine?
My routine here is a little bit more easy because I've always been an urban girl.
Yeah.
I'm a New Yorker. I'm an actress. I like to go out with my eyebrows on. Living in Italy, I'm a country girl, so I'm living in a small town right above Florence where I'm gardening. I wear sunscreen. I make sure to take care.
So Younger was such a brilliant commentary on age and reinvention, in my opinion. What was it like playing Maggie, a woman who was really owning her own age? Did you personally relate to her character?
I've always wanted to be honest about my age because I always feel like I have suffered, I have survived. The fact that I'm still here after the long life that I've led, why should I lie about my age?
Right on, sister.
And my manager would go, my agent would go don't tell your age. I'm like, why not?
Yeah, and learn from that. Learn from life well lived and earned through adversity and everything.
What's the one mistake that you're seeing in women over 40 doing with their face, with their makeup, and how can you fix it?
It's funny. I'm not often judging anybody when I look at them. But when something is blaring, it's generally that they've got two things going on that I would say, can we just soften that a little bit? And it would be too much eyeliner. Eyeliner is critical, but thickness. I see a lot of women doing too much on the top, too thick on the bottom, and it closes
the eye. It makes it too dark. I know.
You would know that.
Yeah. So I think that each woman with their skin has to understand where to put stuff, where to not put stuff. I personally love the dimensional aspect of a face. Anna Magnani said, do not cover my circles. I've earned them.
That's brilliant.
And what I love also about, say, in ancient cultures, the wrinkles on a hand, the wrinkles on a face are meant to look like a life well
lived,
traveled, well lived. When people start wiping out all this stuff by pulling too much and all the fillers that people are using and covering certain things up, they just look like a flat circle.
Yeah.
So I think dimension's really nice.
It's every woman's birthright to do whatever it is that makes you happy. But like you said, don't overdo it.
Yeah, no.
Because anything you do too much of, too much filler, too much Botox, too many peels and lasers, you're going to look like a flat surface.
Yeah,
you're going to
too
lose
shiny.
the dimension. You can't cover up the life you lived, and you should enhance it. But if it makes you feel a little better to do a little bit more of something, but stop there.
Yeah.
Just stop there. Allow your own beauty, like you're saying, to come through.
Yes.
If you could dream up the ultimate next chapter for you, what would that look like?
I love the idea of a very simple life. A life without excessive stuff, a life that's a little bit more streamlined, a little bit cleaner, more sleep, more sex, less smoking. Laura, I am so happy you came to visit. I'm really proud of you. I'm so happy and honored to meet you, and thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yes.
It was such an honor. I couldn't wait to work with you, to meet you. I've idolized you for a long time.
Well, likewise. High five.
High five.